Hello everyone. So today I want to share a set of two mangas, and it's done by Nobuteru Yuuki. So he's the character designer for the Lodoss DVDs, the art for the Lodoss OAVs, OVA. I think in English you say OVA, in French we say OAV. And I think I read through some of the booklets of the DVDs, and then I stumbled upon the manga, and I looked for them, and I found it for very cheap on Amazon through third-hand sellers, second-hand. And so I bought them for cheap to see how it is, and just want to show you a little bit how it's like. And I like a lot the first pages. I think it must be in color originally, but maybe for French they just print black and white. So you see it's not like a screen tone. Maybe it was like watercolor with colors, and so it looks more interesting than screen tones. You can see here it start to be screen tones. Here is still maybe the black and white print of the colored introduction page, and then it's just screen tones. And you see the difference, the much more rich and organic way of the blacks and the grays, how they interact with each other. Also here you can see that it's pencil. This is line art with pencil. So graphically for me, I much prefer to have like a European style finish, and I wish mangas would stop being so like framed through the use of screen tones. And I think by now, with the digital age, and I don't know, it's a shame a little bit. So let's look a little bit more. So some of the pages are really nice, and the artist really put a lot of work in his art. I think this is a very old manga. I don't think showing it fully will hurt any sales or anything. And if you want to buy it, by now it's only available on the second-hand market. So I think I can show everything here. And if you like it, you can still maybe try to find it on the second-hand market. I like the inking. It's pretty dynamic. It went a little bit crazy with the ink. And I think it's pretty old manga, maybe the early 90s or late 90s. So this is full ink on paper and things like that, I think. You can feel the late 80s, early 90s vibe for the art style, similar to like Bastard, or Ghost in the Shell. Also, Ghost in the Shell has a new anime coming that try to go back to the original manga style. I can show you a little bit. So this is a color page, this is black and white page. So you see the manga will be, the anime will look more like the manga and follow the manga story. So I think it's coming later this year. So you see, this is the 90s style, a little bit goofy, but with quality drawing. And for the French edition, it was printed like a European comic for the reading direction. So you see, it doesn't use a lot of screen tone, just a little bit here for the sky, and here for the band, here, not much. So I think, yeah, there are ways not to use screen tones in mangas, but you really have to, if like me you don't like screen tones, then you may have to learn to be smart, to minimize the usage or make it less painful, less annoying. Because you see this kind of use here is very dirty, you know. It's like, what's the point? It's not nice, you know. When you compare this to this, I mean, come on, man. Here you have pencil, like Soto line art. Everything is blending, and the sense of depth and the sense of fantasy is much stronger. And then everything is like flat, you know. So yeah, I don't like the way manga has to work with the screen tones. I wish it could be different. I try with the contest I did, I tried to use screen tones, but man, it's really not my jam. I will see moving on how I deal with that. But yeah, I don't want to be unhappy with the way I work, the way I draw. I want to feel myself, you know. I don't want to force myself to use techniques that are very synthetic and doesn't feel right for me. See, the shading, you can see all the dots, it's not cool, doesn't look good. I'm pretty sure many manga artists, they would prefer to work the way they want, and you can see the way they can work with the like the cover art, or with the opening the chapter illustration, or when there is 2-3 color pages. You see that they can express much more when they are free to use whatever method they want. Here at least, you know, you choose a texture and turn it into a grayscale, so it's not like just dots, it's more like a old wall, dirty wall texture that is like turned into black and white, and then used as a layer. So that's why there are ways to cheat with the basic screen tone way of working by using some more interesting textures and just turning them grayscale and shifting the saturation, the brightness and contrast. You can feel the vibes of the Lodoss style here for the bad guys. The girl, she doesn't look too much like Lodoss characters. This one, she looks more like Lodoss characters. This guy feels like from Berserk, the Skull Knight. Maybe, yeah, I think Berserk was out in the late 80s. It started in the late 80s. So maybe it's a little bit of a homage or inspiration from each other. I don't know which one first. But the pretty cool use of black and whites, at least. You see the contrast to have elements popping out. The use of words of onomatopoeia is pretty good too, and the frames are pretty dynamic, a little bit like comics, American comics. So it went really a little bit wild, and it's pretty nice. See here. If you like Lodoss, there is this manga, which is the Lady of Faris manga. It's by the other artist to work on Lodoss, Akihiro Yamada. There are several artists to work on Lodoss. And this one also is very nice. So you can find it. I have a video also on those mangas if you want to check it out. Yeah, this is a good idea here. This guy looked like the king in the Lodoss, one of the king. So because I love Lodoss art style so much, I said, okay, it's cheap. I'm gonna get these mangas to see what the artist can do when doing a story by himself as a manga, not just the character design, but a full manga. And it's pretty good. I mean, some of the pages are, yeah, a little bit less quality when it's like the daily stuff. It's just a little bit rush, I feel. Rush through it to get to the party, enjoy more with the dark fantasy and fights and tension. Also, the inking is less good quality. This is like a thicker. It doesn't apply so much precision in his inking. See, this is where he shines. He enjoyed drawing more this kind of stuff. Here, a nice expression of the mouth, and I like here cut the full face with the dialogue. A smart way to have several panels but just one drawing. Also here the inking is nice here for the contrast on the face. You see, this for me, I prefer like this than using the dots here. It's pretty good also at the architecture. Look like one of those cathedrals we have in France, in the many cities in the northern half of the country, where there was a lot of kings' cities. Throughout the histories, the capitals, they move a little bit for the king. So there are several famous cathedrals in France linked to the capitals throughout the ages. Or the local kingdoms, like we call duché in French. See, school inking, huh? With the brush, I think with the brush. See, you feel also the movement. Then it's nasty guy, huh? He beat up the lady. There, again, what's going on? This is like post-apocalyptic world, I guess. So it's something used to exist, a genre that exists. It's like fantasy, but in a far away future post-apocalyptic world. So there are guns, but it's still like sword and sorcery style fantasy, but from some leftovers of our time. There is another manga like that. I did a video. Let me check the title. Yeah, it's called Arms Peddler. It's a similar type of post-apocalyptic world where the main character sells guns, but it's like fantasy with monsters and knights and stuff, and sword. And this is my favorite page, I think, from this first volume, along with the page Yeah, this page here is the way I wish the whole manga was, with the pencil and like organic shading. And this page also, the inking is very good, the composition is very good also. Strong impact, visual impact. Here is also very good, but I think I would have thrown a little bit of the blacks, just a little bit on top, a little bit, not much, just because it's a little bit maybe too much, but no complaints. So it looks like some of the Dragon Quest final boss when they start to decompose. And yeah, it was 1990, so yes, very early 90s. So we look at the second one. Here is the same. I think you can see that it was like maybe watercolor or gouache painting. So you see it's proper full capacity of the artist using his skills of a painter. But they print in black and white. It's a little bit a shame. But maybe online, if you look for the scanning online, maybe you can find the color scans for these pages. You see, very nice. I think I will try to look for the scan to have the color, to see what it looks like in color. We continue with the story. See the hair like a didlit in a Lodoss, very windy, lofty hairstyle. A little bit of Hokuto no Ken here. And a little bit also of Resident Evil 4, kind of. When the zombies, they turn into like spinning stuff on the head. Let me take this one out. Make it, yeah, okay. Yeah, this double page is pretty good here. cool little bit of Capcom Street Fighter vibes here. And here also the hands. You see that he was in a good day. That was a good day. The art came out even better here. This guy also looks like one of the characters from Lodoss. The Desert King. I don't remember his name, but if you look Lodoss the Desert King, I think it will look like this guy. He also pretty good facial expression here, and good face design, the construction of the volumes, like a 3D modeling work for building the face is high quality also. You can feel the volumes of the face. So when you want to draw like good level drawing faces, you have to build the volumes, the spherical shape of the eyes, and the skeleton structure of the face, and the volumes of the nose, and the 3D, and then you build everything solidly, and then after you do the skin features, and then after that when you draw everything well, then after you ink. But don't try to draw too quick, because you may miss the feeling of depth and volumes. So if you want to draw in a stylish but kind of realistic and anatomical way, you have to do step by step from the foundations to build a solid drawing. It's like sculpting with the 3D software, but you do it with your brain and with your pencil. You don't just use a 3D model. You can have it in your brain. You can visualize it. You train your brain to do it, and then you just put it down on paper with the pencil, with the sketch, building up. Even here for the clouds is the same principle. You have those donut shapes that are like a spherical 3D objects, and then you add the kind of clouds effect on top of the base shapes. And the buildings also apply here. You see the structures of the building is the same. So this is what my friend who worked for the comics on the Disney comics, when I met him, I was in my early 20s, and he told me to train to think like that, to draw like that, to build a drawing with the volumes, not just thinking about the face and drawing the face, but thinking about the shape of the head and the features of the shapes of the head, and then you put the elements like the eyes, the nose, the mouth, more like the consequence of the volumes rather than the opposite. The features, the facial features come after, the volumes come first. And I think this is the classical way of learning drawing also. But some manga style, like here you see, it just keeps building volumes. Sometimes it's okay for some styles, it's just very basic. But if you want to draw a more sophisticated style, or just for certain elements like buildings or certain the objects, then you need to learn to use volumes, like to draw a table, a chair, a bed, and so on. Even for hair, if you look at really cool hair design for drawing, they are treated also like a volume, like a 3D shape. And then there are some more details, but first you have big volumes and it follows the shape of the head. So it's helpful to have this skill of taking the time to build solidly the art, and it also prevents some inconsistencies and mistakes, because you have some reference that you follow to build characters, like a grid going through the volumes, and you know according to the grid you use where the eyes go, where the ear goes, where the nose is in relation to the ears, to the eyes. So for example, each character, they have their own references, so they stay consistent, they don't change, they almost don't change. Here you see skills, drawing nature, very nice here. A lot of hatching, I think, here going on. Some use of screen tones, but smart and detailed, not flat and basic. So very nice. Also, you can see drawing nature is in his arsenal. So we understand here also the post-apocalyptic nature of the universe in which the story is set. Some big sea monster. And then a lot of girls. And this is like a strong muscle woman, like an Amazon fighter woman. She's a Giselle. In French we would say Giselle, I think, but I don't know, Japanese way of using Western names. There's some Star Wars vibes here. That's something that is cool about this kind of setting, like post-apocalyptic, but so far into the future that it's like, in a way, it's medieval. It's like magic, but there are some remnants of our modern civilization. So you can do a lot of crazy stuff. You can go into a very wide range of usage. I like vertical panels also a lot. And this is a pretty big format. If you see my hand, this is not like a small manga. You see, like a usual manga is like this. So this is big. I was happily surprised when they arrived. I didn't expect for the manga to be like hardcover with nice quality and big format. The first volume, I think I paid like $4, €4 with the shipping, and the second one maybe 13, 14 euros. It was more expensive, the second one. I don't know if there is more in French, but I think in Japanese there is more, maybe at least a third book. But maybe in the French edition they include everything in 2 books, I don't know. This page is nice also. Here usage of hatching, a little bit of screen tone, but not too much. Could also done without the screen tone, I think, this one. Yeah, this is pretty cool also. It's very good also with the clothes, with the hair, with the clothes, with armor design. You see that the artist is I like his facial style also, but yeah, I think he did art study and he understands a lot of the classic art, and then he interpreted for anime style and Japanese manga style. But you can see the classical, like a Greek and Roman style of overall silhouettes and clothes and Yeah, I think there is a third volume, but maybe it was never published, I don't know. But for me, this having the 1 and 2 is good enough. So this is Vaelber Saga. If you're interested, you may find it on the internet. If not, maybe you can find some scans. And I don't know where you live. I hope it's not too hot. There was a lot of heat wave in France and Europe this past few days. And now where I stay slowly going down, so it's better. So see you in the next video.